So I'm a little sad that I have to do voiceovers. I had some technical difficulties with my phone today, but let's jump right in here. Today we're going to be working with paper, but before we did, I got some happy mail from my mother who owns her own business in Colorado. This is my birth mother. She has been meaning to make me these for a while, and I'm pretty excited to get them. So let's open them up and see what they are. So I decided I wanted to show you what they look like on my water bottle, and of course, if any of you know me well, I am madly in love with Paris. My dream is to go visit there one day. I just thought it looked really cool when it was finished. Thank you so much, Mom. If any of you are curious about her business, I will link it in the description box below. Okay, so I'm just going to have to go on memory from this one because I do not remember the exact measurements. LOL, I am so sorry for this, but we're definitely going to jump right in here. So these containers I got from Dollar General. If you guys watched my last video on my forced upgrades, I featured these at the end of the video. I got these baskets with the holes so I could use them to place my papers to air dry them, and I got these 4 bins for $1 each for dyeing paper, so I could do individual colors or just be able to move around more than the traditional baby wash basin I actually have been using. So all of these egg things, I think I bought them for 75 cents at Walmart, and they are the foam kits. I've never worked with them before. Shaving cream. I think if I ever did try shaving cream, I would get it from the 99-cent store because it's just so expensive. Okay, now I know I spoiled the surprise for myself, but I went ahead and opened up the kits to find out what was in them. And they came with this foam stuff, and I'd never used it before, and you just add water and whisk it. And then, of course, they came with the traditional egg dyeing tablets, the egg dyeing little egg holder, and of course I got my own brushes because I always use those. Alright, let's go through these egg kits here. I had quite a few of them, I think 6 total, that we are going to end up working with. So I'm lucky at home, I can quickly go grab these. Fluffy's sniffing it like it's candy or something. I'm going to go ahead and read the instructions off to you. They are in English and Spanish, so I will just read the English. Empty contents of dry foam powder into 4-quart mixing bowl. Add 1/3 cup of room temperature water. Use an electric mixer or mix by hand until product foams and holds stiff peak shape, approximately 3 minutes on high with mixer. Well, we don't have a mixer, so on that note, we're going to use the basin we currently have. We are going to use a mixing thingy-mabobber that I can't think of the name of right now. Also, it says place foam onto parchment paper or cookie sheet tray. Spread foam 1 inch thick. Yeah, well, it wasn't 1 inch. It was more like 1 centimeter thick. Swirling creative work area. Open liquid dyes and slowly drizzle color around the foam while continuing to create an abstract color. Use a toothpick to swirl colors around the foam. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, that didn't work very well either. I'm lucky I didn't swirl it because, yeah, you'll see. Okay, now it says place plastic gloves on hands. I did not use the gloves they provided. I had medical gloves. And of course, there I am getting a drink. I was thirsty. It was a hot summer ride today, and it's not even summer yet, taking the bike out. So now we are going to prep all of our contents and get busy. Aha! It was a whisk. Now I remember. You're going to need a whisk. I have two. I have one for crafting and one for creating. Also, we will need, I forgot to mention, I said a third cup of water to go with the foam. And we're just going to mix it straight in the bin. I found that while mixing the foam, yeah, here you can see me talking about my two separate whisks. The purple craptastic one, yeah, that's the one for crafting. Anyway, when we start mixing our wonderful powder that, yeah, we're not going to go into that. I'll let you guys figure it out. I really don't want to spoil the surprise. But, you lay the powder out in the barrel, and I started mixing, and it was kind of a disappointment that it didn't just automatically foam from being added to the water. You actually kind of had to tilt the pan up on its side and whisk it really good. So eventually I figured this out. And if you have a hand mixer, or if you do not have a hand mixer, like I did not have, then you actually have to work pretty hard to get it to the consistency as they depicted on the box. Now that we have a wonderful foam setup, it's only about a centimeter thick, but it still actually works pretty decent. I'm not going to complain too much about it. It did what it was supposed to do. Although I am going to point out that it didn't work very well. It was only a centimeter deep with the foam. Now we're going to cut our color packets, and I literally tore up the second packet, and it threw up all over me and my shirt. It was very funny. I wish it would have caught the audio. And it actually looked like I had murdered a Smurf. So yeah, there's that. It was pretty silly. I had blue dye all over the counter. Actually, there you can see me now trying to clean up the blue dye off the counter. It was all over the floor. It was all over me. It was everywhere. So be careful cutting open your packets. It was kind of silly fun. I actually had to text my other half afterwards and let him know that I had murdered a Smurf. Poor innocent Smurf. So we're going to get our other colors and we're going to throw them in there, mix them in nice and well, and see how they turn out. I really can't wait. Let's try this again. Time to get our paper in there. And we're going to push it down a little bit on the foam and pull it on up. The color scheme was very beautiful, although you can tell it turned black. I was very disappointed in that. I actually took my scissors and tried to scrape some of it off to salvage it for my next few projects, and what was revealed was actually very pretty. For being my first time, I really did have a lot of fun testing it out, and for 75 cents, you really can't go wrong. But the downside is, out of doing the entire process, I only ended up with 3 pieces of paper, and then the ink and everything else was trashed. So I would probably buy the kits again just for the coloring, because the coloring tabs and the color packets alone are perfect for coloring paper. That whip topping stuff, probably just throw it out. And I'm going to suggest go down to the 99-cent store and get yourself a can of shaving cream. I think I might do that in the next couple of weeks, because I have not tried the marbling with the shave cream. And as you can tell, well, this one came out kind of poorly, but they were really fun pieces of paper to work with. And I really did enjoy making a mess of my entire kitchen. I think this was the biggest pitfall, was because I didn't get a chance to reuse some of the ink. 75% of the coloring that I could have used for other projects was literally wasted while doing this. So again, I'm going to try the dollar store shaving cream and see what happens. So I think this was the biggest disappointment of all, was after all was said and done, all of the ink mixed together and of course made black. So there was so much ink waste in doing this project. Considering the box itself was only 75 cents, I mean, it's an affordable waste, but still nonetheless it is the waste. I would prefer to have saved the ink and used it for other projects. So definitely going to try shaving cream next time and see how much better it comes out.